Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a 2-page layout using the Rebekah collection from Felicity Jane Studios. I am actually scrap lifting a layout done by Claire. I will link her Instagram down below to give her credit. There's been actually a couple of layouts recently that I love of hers that I want to scrap lift, but I definitely want to give credit where credit is due. So I'll try to link her Instagram down below. But I'm going to take 2 pieces of this orange cardstock. This is just out of my stash. And her layout was just a 1-page layout, but I turned mine into a 2-page layout. So I cut half an inch off of 3 of the sides because I knew I wanted it to kind of go all the way across the page. I am going to be cutting this, now I don't remember the dimensions. I want to say this might be 1.5, and I cut an additional maybe an inch because I knew I liked the back side as well. So I'm just going to line these strips up across the top of the layout here. The colors of this collection were just perfect for the photos I'm going to be using. They are of my cousin's wedding. And then I also absolutely love this floral paper. So I'm going to have that down at the bottom. Again, just it was a fall wedding, and just the colors and the pictures go with this collection so well. So once I get these kind of trimmed up and all the way across the page, I am then going to cut more strips. So there's this really cute floral paper here as well, and it is kind of sad because it is kind of a larger print that not the whole thing is showing, the whole kind of a whole flower isn't really showing, but it was just too cute, and the colors again were just perfect. So I wanted to use that paper as well. So I'm just going to line that up at the bottom, but leave some room on the outside edges of each layout. I then am going to do the same thing at the top as well with a different piece. Oh, this one, I think the back side is a wood grain if I remember correctly, but I love this kind of triangular geometric pattern so much. So that one was really hard for me to pick which side and to cut it up because I love a good wood grain, but I also loved the opposite side as well. So again, just lining that up, again, leaving a little space on the outside edges of this. Then I'm going to get into the photos. So the photos are quite similar. I am cutting down those 2 to 4x4. This one though, if I did 4x4, it was going to cut my cousin's hand off. She is being silly in the background and her hands are outstretched, and I didn't want to cut her hand off, so I made that one a little bit taller. And actually I think it works out great. You'll see on the second page I'll have 2 photos, and it kind of, the shorter one gave me room to embellish kind of over top of it, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean. But I am going to use the solid color cardstock that comes with the kit, and actually I'm going to use both sides. So on the left hand side I'm going to use the orange, and then on the right hand page I'm actually going to use the yellow. I wanted to kind of incorporate both of the colors. I love absolutely both of these colors, like a mustard yellow and like a burnt orange. Those, yeah, are a couple of my favorites. So she had kind of a card, or I'm thinking it was probably a pocket card up where I just cut out that heart and put that. But hers had like a title, and the pocket cards I have with this kit didn't really have a title, and so I picked that polka dotted one and then fussy cut that heart out of another pocket card. And I am just gonna kind of make my own design up there. And then she also had some journaling, and so the back of the pocket cards, there are like dotted lines or dots, like a graph, and I thought those would be perfect. I didn't have to really think about making my own, or where I was going to journal, and I didn't want that to blend in with the background, and so I just backed that with that yellow piece of paper as well. What you can see there, I actually used the packaging that comes with some of the paper kits from Felicity Jane. It's kind of like almost like just stripes of all the papers going across the page, and I thought that was perfect because I wanted to add these tags at the top there, and that way I didn't have to cut into any of the other papers. I just cut those three, cut them in half, and then kind of made a slit with my scissors going up between each of the patterns so that I could kind of fishtail it there. And I just thought that was perfect. They are all the same size, which is okay. I would have probably mixed up the sizes a little bit if I did it on my own, but again, I didn't have to cut into any of the other papers just for that small little tag there. So in her layout, she had a couple of strips kind of on the edge of that first photo, and so I wanted to copy that, and so I did actually get some of that wood grain in there. Not a lot, but a little. And so I cut that a little bit thicker than the other pattern, and I just snuck those behind the photo there. Here's where you're going to see I'm going to line up these photos, and you can see I put the shorter one on the right hand side because I am going to kind of mimic the tags on this side as well. And so that shorter photo there allowed me to sneak those in without really covering up the photo at all. So it actually worked out really well, and I kind of liked that there was one photo that was larger because then I didn't have to really worry about filling in extra white space, which is a thing that I kind of struggle with. I kind of struggle with leaving a bunch of white space. So here are the ephemera, and so I'm just kind of going through seeing what maybe I want to use. I love that there's all these floral pieces because it just made really my embellishments super easy. And then there was this wonderful saying, and I thought that would be perfect for, I guess, my title, because really I don't have any words anywhere else on the layout. And so really wonderful is going to be my title. Obviously you can tell it's at a wedding, and I'll do some journaling. So the story will be told. So I just thought it was a simple but easy kind of title there. So there's some hearts in the layout as well. So I'm just kind of going to layer some flowers, some hearts, and really just fill in these two spaces to the right of the layouts here. You can see on this one I'm going to use 2 hearts instead, and then I believe 2 flower clusters as well. And I do apologize for the shakiness. I am still inside and not out in my she shed yet. It is finally warming up, so I don't know, I think after spring break, which will end up being April, but that's what you get for Michigan, I'll probably end up moving back out to the she shed, and so my camera will be way less shaky for you guys. So I, again, I'm just kind of trying to fill in some of the white space with these flowers and kind of like I'll call it foliage, I guess. And then the last little cluster I'm going to do is to the right of the photo right here. There was these little 2 circle pieces, which I thought were great. And then I went into my stash and found like a chipboard saying, I think it says happiness maybe. And I'm just going to use that and make a little cluster to the right of the photo there, and that is going to finish off the layout. I absolutely love the way that this looks. I thought that I wanted another little heart in that cluster there, but decided against it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye guys.